It's not even 10 o'clock in the morning and we are heading to taste, I think, around 10 different rakias. It's actually Belgrade's first open micro distillery. So I'm gonna slow down though because there's a lot to try.
Shiveli. The sun is shining in Belgrade, Serbia, probably for one of the last times. I think the weather's not looking so good over the next few days, but we are up bright and early doing something you wouldn't think of doing at 9:30 in the morning. Yesterday I called the Rakija bar, which is actually a couple of minutes from our apartment, basically because we wanted to do a Serbian Rakija tasting experience. You know, it's one of the things that you really should do if you come to Serbia, and they told us that they weren't open, but they have a sister company called the Belgrade Urban Distillery, which also isn't far from our apartment, which is amazing. And we are heading there this morning because we're going to try a lot of these special rakiyas.
I cannot believe we're doing it at this time of the morning. Have you told them the time?
Of course I have.
It is literally, it's not even 10 o'clock in the morning and we are heading to taste, I think, around 10 different rakiyas. If you don't know what rakia is, it is basically a fruit-based alcohol, which is common here in the Balkans, and you can get it in all different types of flavors. The most famous in Serbia is the plum-flavored rakia, but here they've got rakiyas of all different flavors and they're going to have been distilled properly, no sugar added. So we should be able to have 10 and not feel a hangover tomorrow.
It is so open here. There's literally not many doors at all. It's gone for a really unique feel in here. You've got the huge distillery, which we'll go into later on with the tour, and then further through there's loads of seating areas, barrels, like there's just too much going on for me right now.
I just love how open plan it is, and you've already got the huge chrome tanks that store the rakia in.
They're almost as tall as me, like how mad is that?
You could swim in rakia.
So these are all basically distilled at the minute, and then you have this industrial feel. It's very industrial,
it's
very
so
modern, so open. This is the rakia tasting area.
The size of some of them bottles.
Oh my god, don't. We'll go into more of that in a bit, and then you have how you would normally distill it, which is also really, really cool. But when you follow us down, we'll
come back to the tour here.
Yeah, obviously we're going to come back to the tour. But it is so open planned. You have the restaurant here because you can actually get food here too. It's kind of like there's more than three or four in one, right? Like there's so much going on, and then it is just continuing. We're just still going. I know. So that is for like the oak style things, obviously, because they go in barrels.
You're getting professional now. But look at this open, wow.
It is so open plan. So here you have, I would say that this is like a sort of traditional pub, but it's technically the cocktail bar. And then you've got the coffee and lounge area, and then you can sit here and eat too. But I'm just loving this space, and it's very easy because you can use it for whatever you fancy.
It is actually Belgrade's first open micro distillery, so you can go here, but it's not, like I'm saying, it's not just a distillery. Look at all this. It's a great place for work, for events, anything you need. Cocktail bar behind me, that cocktail bar looks amazing. Apparently they do great cocktails, but I want to get to this Rakija tour first.
We're actually making in the distills, but everything is here in these tanks or in the oak barrels. Everything is from Serbia, basically. A traditional copper tank for producing the rakia.
Yeah. And you still do that here with this?
Not here. We have a different location that we do because of the smoke and everything. It's hard to do it here.
Yeah.
But
you use one of these.
Yeah, but it's a little bit bigger.
I'm going to be on fire with the process. I think I can remember how to make rakia. So basically, they fill the huge copper distillery, would you call it, pipes with fruit, and they let the fruit sweat. That will all come up all along here, and it will come into this huge tank here. Now there's actually a Arabic meaning of rakia, which is al-arak, I think, and it basically means sweat. So this is the fruit sweat that goes in here with cold water, and the product comes out at the bottom.
It'll be done 3 times to get that good quality stuff.
To get the good quality stuff. It's crazy. I think I remembered it well, right?
They can be in oak barrels.
Yeah.
It's usually around 6 to 8 months, or you can go from 18 to 24 months depending of how old we want the rakia to be.
Does it depend on what fruit you're using, how long it should sit?
Yeah, it depends on the fruit, depends if the oak barrels are used or new. because that's how strong sometimes the product would be.
So it depends on what flavour you want too.
Yeah, it's all about balance.
Yeah,
What we do is we later on blend it.
Once the rakia has distilled in the barrel, whether it's for 6 months or a year, completely depending on the flavour and the taste that you want to get, it comes to here. And this is where, oh, you bottle in the bottles. This is where, look, you've got different tags for each different flavour of the rakia.
Oh, look,
and then
plum.
there you go, look. Ready to bottle different
I can be
flavours.
a bottler.
Yeah, I don't think you could. And then they've got the machine back here and they'll literally put it on and then it's ready to sell.
They have something so cool as well when it comes to bottling. You can actually buy your own bottle and you get a
Serbian
label.
Bank of Rakia.
Serbian Rakija Bank. You put sort of when it was made, who it is, so us, and what fruit it is.
Have a look.
Yeah.
So you can make your own
There
raki,
you go.
own flavours, and then you can get your own bottle depending on size.
Choose the bottle, they steal it for you, and then they get a wax, you know those really fancy wax stamps, they put them on there too, and you can keep that bottle for as long as you want.
You can actually get a barrel as
Or
well.
you can
If
get a barrel.
Imagine a whole barrel of like 100 litres of your own rakia.
I think I'd stick with a bottle because I think I'd be way too tempted to drink that barrel. Now I'm going to go and taste some of the rakia now, which is more exciting.
One first. What are we starting with?
Okay, so usually we start with something light.
Okay. Sort of like build our way up.
Yeah, build your way up. So we can start with some meat, because we have rakia that are double distilled shlivas, and they have honey in them. So we can try some basically rakia with honey, some rakia with honey, and maybe some herbs like mint or lavender.
That's
Really
so cool.
soft.
Yeah, really soft.
So you're going to be perfect to start with.
Yeah, that sounds perfect
Something
for me.
nice and weak
Yeah,
to
then
start.
we'll go to some liqueurs like raspberry maybe. So this
Thank you.
is with honey and double distilled shliva or plum. So this is,
First one.
We should warm it up.
you don't have to warm it up, you can actually drink it. Sometimes those liqueurs and meat rakias you can drink with a little bit chilled,
Okay.
but not too chilled because you kind of lose the body.
So rakia number 1 is shivla and honey, which is actually plum and honey rakia.
And you can see by the colour, you have that sort of like, I'd say like it's very clear, but the
Very
honey
clear.
glow. There's no preservative, no sugar added. So we can drink as many of these and not get a headache. Are you down in it already? Hold on, Givelli.
Oh, sorry, Givali. The first taste that you get is honey,
Wow.
pure honey.
That's
very
34.
sweet.
That's 34%, which normally you're expecting a kick, right?
No kick.
No kick at all. I'm gonna slow down though because there's a lot to try.
And this is honey with lavender.
Honey with lavender. Okay. So rakia number 2 is with lavender, honey, and of course plum. Plum will be the base in all of these rakias, and you can really get that lavender smell. It's almost like a perfume. It's got such a great aroma, and again, you can see it's very clear. There's no like preservatives, like I say, no sugar, no colouring added. So
You're sounding like a salesman.
I am. So the headache won't be here. So I'm basically telling myself that I'm not going to get a headache, so I can drink as many as I want. Oh yeah, that's really nice. You get the lavender, the little bit of honey kicks through. Again, it's so smooth. Normally, whenever we've had them in other places, I have it, I'm like, yeah, that was nice, but it doesn't burn at all. And what percentage is this one? 34%, so that's not weak.
Oh wow.
And this is also very cool and traditional when it comes to Serbian rakias and liqueurs.
Thank you.
It's a green walnut and it actually has around 30% alcohol, but it's amazing. It's
looks-
really, really nice
So it's
and mellow.
weaker, but a
It's little
different
bit- Yeah,
taste.
it's a totally different taste.
Really? I'll try mine, right?
So you have got the liqueur with raspberry.
Whoa. Completely different to the rakia. Sort of like much warmer. What percentage is this?
25.
It's much weaker, but warmer, and you still get that very fruity taste.
it thicker?
It's not
Does it taste
overpowering. Yeah,
thicker?
yeah. That's what I mean by warmer. It's definitely a little bit thicker, definitely more of a liqueur. This one is quince. Now, we've had a hard time with quince because we don't actually have it in the UK. It's from the apple and pears family. It's a very dry fruit, so for them to be able to make this is pretty crazy. It takes a long time to ferment, and you don't get a
20
lot.
kilos
Yeah,
to get a
20
litre.
kilos to get 1 litre of liquid. Crazy, but I'll try it. It's 40%, so we're stepping it up a notch.
That's a big sip.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, that's a burner, that one.
Is it bad? What have I got? And I have got...
It's a proper burner because we'll shoot another one, shall we? Quick, Chivali. Chivali, you've got apricot, so I reckon that'll be a lot fruitier.
I think it will. It will be, I love apricot anyway. You smell it straight away, and as you can see with this, clear, where it should be, right?
And clean. Clean spirit.
Oh, I like it. It has a little kick to it, the apricot. It has sort of like an after kick. It tastes great though.
Now we have a meze, which is cheese, ham, bread. You've got some apricots, you've got some other dried fruits, some olives and some rocket. Sort of like a palate cleanser. We have been sipping our water in between. Now obviously he's recommended to have a little nibble of cheese, and I think this might be like just to get rid of the taste so you can taste something else. And then what you want to do is sip your rakia again.
It tastes different.
I don't know, I'm going to taste it. Test. This one?
Take the one that you drank.
Yeah, try this one. Yeah, and see how different it tastes once you just had it.
Completely different. I think the cheese is quite, just takes away the taste that you've had before, yeah. So it just balances, stops the burn.
First smell kind of gives to the strawberry jam.
Yeah.
And then it goes into that really ripe and kind of dry apricot.
So we have now got the apricot that has been sat in the barrel for 18 months. And straight away you can see it's taken on that, what would you say, sort of like a...
Wooden look.
Yeah, it's got that oaky feel straight away, and the aroma is completely different. It even smells maybe fruitier from sitting in there. I'm expecting an oaky taste, of course, from being sat in the barrel, but... Yeah, straight away, completely different. I think it's a lot fruitier. I know apricot is fruity as it is, but it just sort of enhances that, and then you have that little bit of oak kicking in at the end. I think I prefer this one for sure. We have now got, this used to be my favourite. Before coming to Serbia, pear, trying in other Balkan countries, was my favourite. I think I have a new favourite, but this is their pear, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be up Chivali.
So smooth.
Oh, it's good. It's really smooth.
So smooth. Doesn't do anything. Normally, I feel like you can get a very perfumey taste with fruit drinks, right?
I think especially pear as well.
Especially pear.
It's powdery, right?
But that is so smooth. Like really, I can't explain it. I'm not a connoisseur.
Great. And what percent is that? That's 40.
It's not a 40% taste though, is it?
That's going down like a beer goes down, so you know it's great. There's competition now. There's competition between two. We have tried so many different rakia. You know we have to finish these once we've tried them.
It's going to be a dangerous game, isn't it? This time in the morning.
It's not even lunchtime.
Chivali.
So we have got the
apple.
2-year aged oak barrel apple.
It smells like cider, you know?
Apparently this one's great in a cocktail. You can actually get the rakias in the cocktail in the cocktail bar here.
It's a very cool idea. It's innovative, but...
You're necking them today.
Okay.
Is it good?
It's sour, however, you get that overall sense of apple and just basically a smoother... They're all very smooth. I think I'll say the same thing, but I like that one.
And this is the one, this is
something I could like eat and drink, like eat this and drink this all day.
How many more are there? This is absolutely crazy. But this one is plum. And I think you could say that this is the OG rakia here in Serbia. Plum is basically like their national fruit because of the plum rakia. So again, very smooth. Cool, yeah, he said it burns, or warms, should I say. Yeah, it's definitely a warmer. And slightly fruity. I like the fact that not all of them are overly fruity. It just gets that sense that it's very natural and not full of those preservatives that make you do that face afterwards.
Sometimes take the ice out.
Yeah, so, as you can see, we are not drinking out of your typical flute anymore. We have got a whiskey glass because we are drinking the Branko, which is like a premium rakia, but I've already tasted this, but I'm going to taste it again. It is basically It's a rakia, but it's, you taste it and it's strong. It's 50%, but it doesn't taste 50%. It really tastes like a high quality whiskey. It's, as you can see out of the glass, you have the ice cube in there and you get the aromas flowing. It's just so good.
And it's sweet, right? It's definitely
You taste
sweet.
it and like, normally I'm acting for 50%, that's great. And I actually said when I've tried this before, I think it could easily go with a Coke or something like that, because people have a whiskey and Coke, but
I don't like to mix it, but
it could go with something, but on its own it's great. And like, have you ever seen that before? A rakia, it's like a whiskey drunk out of a high quality whiskey glass.
First and the only ones that are doing it, right?
Exactly, this is so unique. Jivali. That was so much fun. 12 different flavoured rakias. I think my favourite was left to the end, the Bronco, the 50%. But we've now got to pick like one or two that we can sit with. Like, we could not drink all of these. If we drank all 12 and there was like 12 each, it would be a bad day. Today would be a write-off. So we're going to pick two and just chill out for a bit. So you can actually come and not do the tour, and you can do different tastings of different amounts of the rakias, or you can come and I would highly recommend to do this, the full tour.
What an amazing experience, Serjan. What time is it actually?
It's 1:30. It's hot. It's too early. This isn't good.
Serjan basically took us on that amazing tour, gave us 13 in the end, not 12 rakias, and eventually just we sat down and we were just relaxing with him, and he was telling us about the history of this place.
It's incredible.
It's crazy.
The openness of the place is amazing. You've got 3 in 1. You've got the rakia bar, the rakia tasting. I can say that sort of too, the experience in the rakia bar. Got the cocktail bar, and you've also got the restaurant. And you've also got this. This is the outside that in the summer would be absolutely incredible.
Definitely not now.
Not right now, it is really cold. I've learned so much about rakia. I've tasted so many different rakia. I actually went to take 2. I took 3 at the end to just sit down and have a chat and chill off camera. And like the Branco. The Branco is absolutely incredible. It's like a whiskey. That is by far my favourite, but I also liked the apricot one that was the premium one that had been stored, as well as the apple and pear one that had been stored. What about you?
I really liked the honey. It kind of tasted like medicinal as well as being really sweet, but it's just an amazing experience. If you're in Belgrade, I'd highly recommend coming here.
Yeah, it's an experience. It's not just a bar. It's an experience. But we're actually going to go back there later to try the cocktails once the cocktail bar is open. But I think I need to sit down. Like, I need to sit down, relax. I've had 13 different rakias before midday.
God help us.
We'll see you in the next one.